Hello and welcome to my video, lesson 7.1, Intro to Absolute Values. So absolute values are a set of special brackets that make all answers equal to a positive number. Basically, what that means is once you use an absolute value bracket, if it was a positive number inside, it doesn't change. If it was a negative number inside, it changes, it flips to a positive number. So this is written down in a much more mathematical sense. If x is negative, then if you take absolute value of x, then you multiply it by a -1, because that means answer is positive. Okay? If x is positive to begin with, you don't do anything different, and answer is still positive. Basically, the answer is always a positive number. All right? So the answer of an absolute value bracket is always a positive number. So the basic absolute value graph is interesting, going from y equals x. Let me just find my cursor, my mouse. There you go. Let me just give it a little bit more room. There you go. The basic function is y equals x. So we just put that in. So if we graph that, this is what it would look like. Oh, let's go back. Let's make it a different color. Let's do blue. Now, what happens if you put an absolute value around the x? Well, basically every answer is positive. So the answers around, and this is how you do absolute value in the calculator, by the way. Math, go over to num, ABS bracket, enter, and now we can put in our x, and so that will let us graph it. So every negative value becomes a positive value. So this goes up to here, this goes up to here, this goes up to here, and they basically just flip the sign from a positive to a negative value. Every answer goes from a positive to a negative value. So that is a basic absolute value graph. So it goes like that, and it goes like that. See, notice here that the positive side hasn't changed at all. All that happened was that the negative side went from being negative values to being positive values. And it just flipped across the x-axis so that all the y values are positive. Okay. Also notice here that this is the only graph so far that we've dealt with that has an actual hard stop. It doesn't curve, like everything else has been kind of curvy, going up and down and whatever. This one, not curvy at all. It actually sharply turns from positive to negative, or from negative to positive. Okay, that's interesting. Let's take a look at how we can actually solve some basic absolute value questions. So go ahead and try this out. Pause the video if you'd like, and see if you can answer these without me. All right, hopefully you've had a chance to try this out. I'm going to do this now, just going through pretty quickly. If you have any questions, make sure you send me a message or leave a comment below. So 2, it's already positive, so it doesn't change. 4, it's a -4, so it changes to a +4. 0 turns into a 0. Okay, now these ones are a little bit more complicated because there's stuff happening before and within the absolute value brackets. So inside, we can still leave those as brackets. Remember, you do the brackets first with order of operations. So 2 minus 4 gives us negative 2 plus 2. But we still have brackets there because they're absolute values. They actually do make a difference. So it becomes 2 plus 2, and that equals 4. Okay, the next one we have negative 4 times by the absolute value, which is negative 3 plus 2, which isn't really much of a difference. So we get negative 4 times by 2, which is negative 8. Okay, one more question here. We have 2 squared, which is 4, minus 7, bracket minus 6. Okay, 4 minus 7 is negative 3, minus 6. So that would be positive 3 minus 6, which is a negative 3 as our final answer. Alrighty. I hope this video helped you understand absolute values just a little bit better. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.